Hey, welcome to another episode of Behind the Shield. You might wonder what I'm doing at the airport. Well, I decided to spend a day at Latitude 64 and meet their disc designer, Tomas Ekström. So I hope you like this video. Before I go and meet Tomas, I want to tell you a story how did I met him. So the year was 1996 and the tournament was called the Stockholm Disc Golf Open. SDGO. That was the biggest tournament at the time, and it was played in Järva, the brand new Järva 1996, so almost 25 years ago. And I was a junior age player that time, so that was actually my first international tournament I played. And I was fortunate to play that well on the first round that I got to play with Tomas and his friend Svante, who is actually also a founder of Latitude 64. And I remember pretty much the only thing that I remember on that round was that I was super nervous and I got to meet my heroes. Those guys were the biggest stars in disc golf at that time, and I especially remember Tomas. He was long, dark-haired, like an Indian with his bandanas, and he was playing scores and shots that I've never ever seen. This is a fact about Tomas, not fiction. Late 90s, he traveled to US to play against Ken Climo and other American players in Florida called the Triple Crown. He actually beat them all in their home turf. That is pretty good. Another fact about Tomas. In the 90s, he was really deep into the discs and flight characteristics of them, so he was making regular reviews in a Swedish website. And his nickname was Professor Plastic, Professor Plast. And I remember myself and other Finnish players reading those reviews. They were so good that we wanted to know everything about what he thinks about this disc or that disc. And actually, 25 years later, nowadays, Tomas is the lead designer of Latitude 64. So he has made almost 100 PDJ approved discs to Latitude, Dynamic, Westside, and now Discmania. Think about that. I'm here at the bookstore. I want to find something for Tomas because he just turned 50 years, and I think that the older you get, the smarter you can get. So let's give him a book. What do you think about this one? I really hope he likes the book. At least I did. But enough for stories from me. Let's hear from the man himself.
A few moments later.
And welcome to Skellefteå and to Latitude. I'm gonna go in there and show you what they have. Hello. Oh yeah. This is the heaven. Hey. What are you doing? All right, I'm here with the man Tomas Ekström, and this interview is concentrated mainly for the disc design and aspects around it. And I have plenty of questions I want to ask from him, and let's start with this, that disc designing is a kind of a form of art, right?
Kind of. I would say, yeah.
So, can you even say what is a good disc design? For example, a putter, or is it just everything is like for the preference?
I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, to kind of say this is the best putter because we have different hand sizes, we have different techniques, spin putts, lift putts, and things like that. So, but I would say that, you know, to be boring, the average kind of size of a putter is probably one of the best because most people can use it. And also, personally, I don't like a disc that fades a lot, especially when putting, because you will miss to the left if you're right-handed. So when I'm trying to design a putter, I want to have it to go straight as long as it can. Mm-hmm. But some people like it when it fades into the bucket. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a preference thing.
It is.
What about when we go to the drivers? I mean, most of the people always want to have the fastest, latest driver. What's your take on that?
Yeah, of course, you know, new things sells, and as a designer, well, I used to think that if we could gain like 30 feet every time, then it would be perfect. But sometimes, if you're looking for a really fast disc, it could be kind of unpredictable, especially in windy situations. So these days, after like 15 years in this business, I think go down on speed, but work with the glide a little bit more to achieve that distance you want, but still have that kind of control of the disc instead of just going for the distance itself.
Yeah. It's typically always a trade-off: more distance, less accuracy.
Yes.
Okay. Next question is that Latitude is known for quality products. How hard or how easy is to make a consistent product from run to run?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's incredible hard to make a consistent.
Why?
Because first of all, you have to buy plastic. That plastic have different batches, and those are slightly different from time to time. And then you can't just save a program in the machine like we thought in the beginning. This should be easier. Just find the perfect recipe and then just run it the same over and over again. But it didn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So you have to be very know what to do and know what to look for during the production, because when you start up the machine, you can see the result maybe in 4 hours. Well, this is kind of close what we want, but then the plastic actually, what we call it, heals for at least 24 hours. Sometimes after a week you can actually see that, wow, it's different. Came up a little bit more on the dome or something. So it's very difficult, especially because you can't start up the machine and work with it for 8 hours or even more before you even producing something, because that's not beneficial.
Mm-hmm. And I would guess that the high-speed wide rim drivers are the hardest to make consistently compared to the putters, at least.
Yes, and that has to do with the wing shape and it's tenths of millimeters in, for example, passing line, which many people know is kind of
There's a difference.
Yeah, 1/10 you can actually tell if you're really good.
Mm-hmm.
Most people can't, because they can't force the disc to be something that it shouldn't be. But yeah, for a guy like Simon or Eagle, they can easily feel a difference between just the passing line of a 10th millimeter.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely, yeah. Okay, you have designed a lot of discs in your career. How many PDGA approved discs you have made? Have you calculated?
I haven't calculated, but I believe you are over 100, 110,
over 100?
120 maybe.
Oh, that's a lot. Is there anything that has been your favorite, or you remember, okay, that disc was a perfect disc for that purpose, or anything comes to your mind thinking back now?
I don't have I usually say it's the Latitude Fuse, which is my personal favorite disc, because I can do pretty much everything with it, which is a slightly understable mid-range. It has a superb glide. I've never seen a disc that travels so much, to the right. It just glides forever. But some people hate that also. But I can control it, and for me it's perfect.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the game, of the design. There's a disc for every person, every shot, every arm speed. So you need to try different discs in order to get your favorite. And for Thomas, it's a Fuse. For me, if we go now to our partnership, which has been running in 1 year, I think that our first disc was an Instinct. That's something that I have, kept my back all the time. But I really think that this new tactic that is coming out now is going to be one of the favorite discs I have in my bag, and obviously because it's something totally different that Discmania has never had before. But if you think about those Evolution discs that you have now designed for us, and we are coming out is there anything that stands out for you?
The thing that stands out with the Evolution line is most of the discs are really kind of, in my world, reliable. I mean, you can power it as much as you want, but it still will hold the line, which is really, really good. Because many people can play with it, you know, even Eagle and me, you. And it will also kind of fly the same if it's headwind or tailwind, which is also good. I'm not talking about overstability here. We're talking about stability in the air, how it actually, you know, behaves in fast and, you know, when it goes fast. That's one thing I really like with the work we have done, and you have actually pulled it out of me.
Yeah, I pushed you.
Yeah, you pushed me pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is Professor Plastic, Tomas Ekström. He's our disc designer for our Evolution lineup, and this was a great interview. So if you have any additional questions to me or Thomas, put them on comments below so I can get back to you later afterwards. But now it's time to see more discs. Discmania has partnered with Latitude now for over a year. Our relationship has been really good. We have been able to do a lot of good releases such Instinct, Enigma, Method and Link. And now the next release we're going to push out will be the Tactic. The regular stock release of the Tactic is only a few weeks away. We're actually currently making them right now here, so it will be a great new disc for Discmania. That's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed my interview with Thomas. Thank you for watching this video, and please go and subscribe and like our videos, and you will get more this kind of behind the shield action in the future. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.